My dog Da Vinci meant the world to me. And I remember this one time in 2nd grade when I came home, there was this puppy, and he didn't want to talk to anybody because we rescued him, so he was kind of abused in the house before. And I sat down, crisscross applesauce on the floor, and he crawled up to me and he sat on my lap. And at that moment, we developed a special bond. A lot of people believe that you can't have this kind of bond with animals, but I did. I mean, whenever I was sick, he knew, he was always there for me. And that's the thing I love about dogs, is that no matter what happens in your life, they're always there for you. So one morning, I woke up, and at this point we have 3 dogs. So it was Da Vinci, it was Mona Lisa, and Picasso, and I pet all of them. And I went to the bathroom like I do every morning. I was gonna go brush my teeth. And I turn on the sink and I hear my mom scream. And then she starts crying. So I quickly run to the kitchen, and there's my dad standing up, and he's looking down. And my mom's crying in the corner. And I go, Dad, what happened? And he's standing there looking down. And he looks up at me and says, Da Vinci died. I took a few steps to where he was standing. And I looked down. And there was my best friend's lifeless body. And at that moment, I had a flashback. I remember this one time, when I was 11 years old, my dad was about to have his 7th heart surgery. And he's holding my hand before he goes into surgery, and he told me, if I don't wake up, I want you to know how much I love you. And when he said it to me when I was 11, it didn't make sense to me. I didn't understand, because every single morning I wake up and my dad was there. But at this moment, everything came together. Because I realized that life can end in a moment, in an instant. So you have to make the most of every single second that you're with somebody. What if the last thing you said to your parents, your spouse, your best friends, your boyfriends, your girlfriends, was negative, and you never saw them again? How would you feel? And I realized that you have to make the most of every moment. And I made a decision. Because my mom always used to tell me that if you focus on the things in life you can't control, such as death, you'll never be happy. So I made a decision. The decision was this. I was going to have a seminar in 6 weeks, and 6 weeks from that day, it was going to be November 17th. That was October 1st. I was going to be a much better public speaker. I was going to have a room full of people. I was going to have a location to put them, and I was going to improve significantly on my hypnosis skills. So for the next 6 weeks, I barely slept, maybe 4 hours a night. I was studying, I was working, I was ambitious. I had never felt motivation like this in my entire life, because I held on to this vision of who I was going to become. And not only did I exceed my goals in a shorter amount of time, but I did things I couldn't even imagine when I decided to have this seminar. So 6 weeks go by, I'm having this seminar. I spoke perfectly for 3 hours. I had an amazing, amazing audience. I had 40 people show up. They were completely engaged the whole time. They were awesome. I had a beautiful location, and my skills in hypnosis went from where I was, which was pretty much equivalent to a kindergartner, to a college professor. And I felt like I was on a high. How many of you guys have been on a high in your life where you feel you're at a pinnacle moment where nothing can bring you down? Because that's where I was. I had a couple clients, I was changing lives, I felt amazing. I literally felt like I was living a dream. And I stopped relying on my parents. I started to buy my own things. I was going out with my friends every single night, and I was having fun. I was having a lot of fun, but my motivation kind of went away. I felt satisfied. I was comfortable. I wasn't moving forward. There was no progress. Fast forward 2 months, I'm out to dinner with one of my friends like I was doing every night, and I get a phone call. I see it's my dad. I pick it up and I'm like, hello? I hear my mom crying in the background. My dad goes, both your dogs are dead. I said, what? He said, they both got ran over, both your dogs are dead, and he hung up. And I realized what I've been doing this entire time was being selfish. Because yeah, I was enjoying my life. I was doing enough for me. I was satisfied. I was comfortable. But what I wasn't doing was thinking about my parents. I wasn't thinking about everybody else. I wasn't being selfless. Because the initial reason I became motivated was to get rid of my parents' stress, was to help them realize that life doesn't need to be painful. And here came this moment where things got worse, not better. So I come home, and outside in our front yard. I can hear my parents, specifically my mom, crying through the front door. And I see my two little dogs who were wagging their tail and smiling at me half an hour before, dead on a log from a tree we had just cut down. And I started crying. I didn't know what to do. And that's when I realized that up until this moment, not only did I believe it was hard to make money, but every single one of my mentors told me that it takes years to build your business. It takes years to be successful. Have you ever been told that you cannot do something, that you're not good enough, and then done it? Or are you still believing the lies that people tell us? Because people will impose their limiting beliefs onto you and prevent you from reaching your goals. And at this moment, I realized that the limiting beliefs I had were that it takes years to build up my practice. It's hard to ask for money. It's hard to make money. And then I decided, that's it. So I walked in the house, I put on the only suit I own, and I came back home a little over 24 hours later. I left my house at 8 p.m. I came home not that morning, but the following morning at 5 a.m. The difference was I went from 2 clients to 40 clients. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I don't care where you are in your life. All it takes is a decision for your life to change. It only takes one moment, an instant, and you don't have to wait for things to become terrible. You don't have to wait for something tragic to happen in your life for you to make the decision to change. Ask yourselves right now, where do you want to be in 1 year? What is your dream? What does success mean to you? And now, ask yourself why you're not there. And whatever reason you're telling yourself, realize that that belief is the reason you're not where you want to be. Last weekend, I took my dad out for his birthday with my mom. We went to dinner. And a year before, I could barely afford to take him to In-N-Out. It was a fast food restaurant. And as we're ordering our steaks, I looked them both in the eyes and I made them a promise. I said, Mom, Dad, 6 months from today, I'm going to retire you guys. You guys will never have to work another day in your life. And I literally saw the stress leave their body. And I had never felt that good in my entire life. And I still feel like I'm on that high because I realized something. I realized that the problem I was having up until this point was that I kept losing focus of what I wanted. I kept losing track of where I wanted to be. Because for a little while, I'm having crazy motivation. For example, when you want to go to the gym and you imagine yourself having this amazing body, and then after a week, you lose your motivation. The picture I was having in my mind wasn't strong enough to keep me moving forward. But what I did is I created a picture that was beyond me. It wasn't just for me. It was for somebody else. And as soon as I created that image in my mind, my motivation went through the roof. And every single day feels better and better because I know I'm one step closer. Every single time I hit an obstacle or a failure, I realize that I'm one step closer to my goal. Because everyone thinks failure and rejection are problems. It's not true. If you hit this failure or rejection, it shows that you are making progress towards your goal. So the next time you reach that failure or rejection, you're going to move past it. So ask yourself, what's holding you back from reaching your success? And success could be happiness. Whatever success is to you, ask yourself, why are you not successful? Why are you not happy? Why are you not where you want to be? Change your beliefs, find your limiting beliefs, and realize that the only limits we have are the limits we place on ourselves. And as soon as you have a limitless mentality, you'll have a limitless reality.